What's good? Welcome back to the Unknown Podcast. Today's host Manny.
Sorry, Isaac made a face. My name's Ricky.
Really? We just no whatever. Yeah, I do.
Thank God.
Hey,
Thank God we didn't stop it. Keep going.
if you're watching visually, you're currently watching on YouTube. We're also on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Yeah. So what's your topic today, guys?
Good job. Good job.
Is yeah. I remembered. I remembered in that order too. Oh, this one sounds better. Anyways, so
Though
our
I think
topic
I
today
mentioned
is
Spotify earlier.
trips. Memorable trips that we've had over the years that we've lived in.
Whoa. I thought this was a wing it episode. Or so we are going to use my topic? Okay. I'm
I
cool
like
with that.
that topic.
I'm cool with
I
that.
like it.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
It can be random.
It's still wing it because we thought about it like 5 seconds before the episode started. So it's still wing it.
Okay. They didn't need to know that part, but good job.
yeah, you know.
But anyways, all right.
That's
What's
the
your favorite trip? I know Ricky has like a ton. So,
Yeah.
Whoa. What makes you think I have a ton?
bro, every year you tell us about how you're gonna go to Disneyland, you're gonna go to E3, how you're gonna go to LA just because, how you're
Okay.
gonna go to San Francisco,
Okay.
walk around.
Okay. It's only been 3 years I started actually going to stuff. Okay.
Really?
As an adult, pretty much. Have I gone to other places? Yes, and all that stuff. But it's like it's not like the fact that I've done a lot of stuff in my youth. Well, technically.
Okay.
I've been to Disneyland twice, as of now, and everything. But the only reason why I made this topic a topic, and all that stuff, because as of today, as we're recording this, Tuesday, May 12th. Anyways, LA is still saying shelter in place for another 3 months.
Damn.
And the only reason why it hit me that is because of the fact of as of next month would have been the Electronic Entertainment Expo, or E3 in short. And that's been a trip somewhere I've been going to for the last couple of years and all that stuff, in June and all that stuff. And though that was already canceled before this thing happened, and all that stuff, it just reminded me of the fact of like, man, I am not going to be able to go to that trip and all that stuff. And it's like, but then it brought up like trips I've gone to before and all that stuff. And I thought it'd be something we could talk about, like what us going out, whatever it could be, like a trip out with family, out of town, probably something close by and all that stuff and everything. Of course, I guess I can start by the first thing I've talked about already, which was going to LA every June for the last couple of years, just specifically for that trip, for that week and all that stuff. I know I would leave on the weekend, stay the whole week, come back the following weekend and all that stuff. I would spend time in LA checking out stuff because I've always been to LA before, but I've never got to explore it as much. A lot. I mean, but not like more as a kid than an adult.
Yeah.
And
did he check out? Sorry to interrupt you, but like, did you check out like all the like good eating spots, or have you not gone to that?
See, now that's the one thing I've always had a hard problem to do, is the food spots.
Dude, like, you could have gone to Chris's, Jimmy's.
It's like I always forget about them, but then it's like I spend because like the middle of the week I'm in downtown for the E3, and it's like I just want to go home after that. Go back to the hotel. Yeah, and all that stuff and everything like that. And then I think this year probably would have been the year where it's like I need to go to those damn places now and all that stuff and everything like that, because it's like if
you're going every year.
So you
gotta try Jimmy,
because I think it's more for the fact that's like, since I've started doing this, I've cordially more like figured out what I want to do, what I don't want to do it, and figure out like I can do this, go here, and all that stuff and everything like that. Because it's like each year it's been like I've always made it different and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because like figure out what to do, where to go, what's this, and everything like that. Because it's like, I already know I'm gonna go the next year. It's just like whatever I miss out last year, I'll do it. I was gonna do it again. I was gonna do it this year, for sure, and all that stuff, because it's worth it and all that stuff. But no, it's like it's one of the biggest video game conventions in the world, or in this country, and that's where most of the big stuff that gets announced and all that stuff. Like this year, we would have got more. We would have got more information more on the new Xbox, which is called the Xbox Series X, and all that stuff. Though normally the PlayStation does do their thing there, but this year they decided to not attend, so we probably would have heard not much about the PS5 from Sony's point of view. More, and then of course we would have got new games that would have been talked about. Probably would have had a chance to play like new games that are coming out within the next year, and all that stuff. But and that's something I look forward to every year because just the fact of I get to check it out and see it. I think last year was the best was like the coolest one because I actually got to play. Manny came with me last year, and we actually got to play like some pretty cool, pretty fun games and all that stuff. More than the first 2 years I started going. And all that stuff, but
I didn't get to see Final Fantasy. I really wanted to see that.
Oh my god,
I was so close. The dude in front of me got the last one for the day, and I was like, "Bruh."
So literally, that
story's so funny.
The booth for where they're demoing Final Fantasy is literally in front of one of the expo halls, in front where the front door is,
in front of the door,
and all that stuff. So it's like getting in is like tough, not as tough, but it's tough and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Especially for the badges we get, because we have to start, our times are like a little later, so that way industry people can do what they need to do to look at stuff. As soon as we were available to go in, like we were somehow lucky enough to get where they were to like start lining people up. I literally, like, me and Manny tried to get in. Somehow we ended up splitting apart.
Yeah.
I ended up getting farther back into the line. So I ended up staying because I was like, I don't know where I lost Manny. I don't know where he is, but I'm gonna try to get a ticket at least.
I'm like in the front of the line. He's like, "Where were you?" I was like, "I don't know. I got in the line."
he's like, I don't know where he's line. And he's like, I missed it. I was like, what do you mean you missed it? He was like, the guy that was in front of me was the last guy. I was like, shut up.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me?
And like there was like this yoked out like security guard. And he's like, "Come get in line for Final Fantasy," and I was like, "All right." So then like everybody's like in line, so like I just squeezed in.
Because the thing was, we were gonna try to do it. Yeah, because we were gonna try to do it. And I was right when I was gonna like get prepared to get in line. I was trying to find Manny, but he was nowhere around me. I was like, I was thinking like, oh, he's probably set up in line, but not like where he was
Yeah.
but like more back towards me. So I was like, where I was in the head. So I was like, I'll just meet up with him there.
Yeah.
So I was like, so we were known it when they told us that there was no more passes to get in. I walked out. I see him. I'm like, where were you? He was like, I missed it by one guy. I was like, shut up. You're kidding.
I was in line
Oh
to
my
do with him.
God.
He's like, "Are you looking for someone?" Because I was like this the whole time. He's like, "Are you looking for someone?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "But I just want to let you know, like, if I get a ticket and like I'm the last one, I'm still going." And he was like, "Oh, okay." Me too.
I was like, that's fine. That's fine. Like, I wasn't gonna trip about it and all that stuff.
I wasn't even. Because like that was the last day. The whole event. I was like,
thought that was second
if I don't see Final Fantasy.
That was second day.
Huh?
That was second day.
Oh,
You should have the first day you got there.
No. Because we didn't.
tried.
Well, here's the thing. Like, because this is the third year where this convention's actually open to consumers. It's always been like a trade industry show and all that stuff. And then like people, you can like get in, but the cost was like $1,000 to do it and all that stuff. And
I like games. I don't like games that much.
and all that stuff. And no, dude, like that was been my goal to like but I always missed out on saving the money and everything like that. But then when they finally said they're going to open it to the public, it was a cheaper price and all that stuff and everything like that. I was like, this is happening finally.
like I'm gonna go.
And all that stuff. And I've been going I went the last 3 years ever since it started being open to the public and everything.
This trip has honestly been like your yearly trip to like get away from stress and other work related things.
Because it's something I
That
enjoy.
caused by you drinking a lot of energy drinks.
I like how the minute you're like get away from stress, he just starts chugging a Rockstar.
But yeah, it's what I enjoy to like, and also I love video games. I love knowing more about what's coming out, what's there going to be for me, and all that stuff. But
Do you regret anything from the year we went first? Because that's the only thing that like I know.
what do you mean like regret? Like
Regret like not getting in line for anything.
honestly,
Kind of I do.
like because like I said last year was like the best. Like we got I had more opportunities to play games or even
Mhm.
experience demos. Because some booths that display games, you get to watch it. Like they'll demo it for you and all that stuff, And I have to say, I saw and played more games that year than I did my first 2 years
Oh damn.
and all that stuff, and that says a lot.
I don't know
Yeah.
that. I don't know if it's just because that was my first year, but I regret like not getting that for two things. One was Luigi's Mansion,
You
and
did
then
miss
the
out on
other one
that.
was the Mortal Kombat experience. That looked pretty dope.
Yeah, I think next year, if we're not in this pandemic, I think all three of us should go to E3 and do like a
Well,
mini podcast.
well, that's
That'd be
the,
tough.
well. Here's the thing, also about that one in particularly. So we don't know. I don't even know. This is from what I know, because since I pay attention to this stuff, we don't even know if there's gonna be an E3 next year. Like,
Yeah, true.
because like the thing is, no, and that's if everything with the virus is good to go.
You mean
Like,
in general, like there's not gonna be one?
like in general,
Why?
like
They
this
don't want
year, like this, no, because like this year wasn't sounding good at all, like and all that stuff.
I remember
Yeah.
we were in line went for the Marvel one, and the dude behind us is like, "Damn, you know this is the last year of E3," and I was like, "What?" I was like,
It could have been like literally.
Just what only
Like,
for the
Well, no, because like here's the thing, because like as I mentioned earlier, Sony wasn't going to participate this year. They didn't participate last year, and all that stuff, and that was kind of a not a big blow, but it's something like people take notice of, because PS4 is one of the top selling consoles. They're on this streak. They're on this big streak and everything like that, especially leading up because of the PS5s coming out and everything like that. And it's just like nothing. We don't know what was going to happen. A couple of big names like in the industry weren't going to attend this year's E3 also, and all that stuff.
Why are they pulling out? Just because they don't want to E3 having bad people, or what's going on there?
Well, it's because it's like, as of now, it's like they don't know what kind of show they want. Like people, and then more of these companies, like these game companies, are starting to like do their own thing outside of E3 and all that stuff.
like Sony conference
and all that stuff. Like the plant, like there was a part, like there probably would have been a chance of maybe Sony doing their own thing to reveal the PS5. Nintendo always do their own things outside of E3, like what they call Nintendo Directs, which they announce like what's coming out to their platform, to mainly the Switch right as of right now, of what's coming out for the platform and everything like that. And that gets a big rouse and all that stuff and everything like that. People starting to say like it's not getting the praise that it used to be and all that stuff. All stuff and everything. Like two of the biggest publishers in gaming industries, such as Activision and EA, they're not on the show floor as much anymore. EA does its own thing outside of E3. That's that weekend before, but that's it. They're not on. There's nothing there for them to do on the show floor. They kind of make this a big deal, but I don't think of it as much. Xbox, the last couple of years, they don't have a booth inside the convention center. It's actually outside, like in LA Live, where like the and all that stuff. And
that was dope.
But the thing is like they are still part of the They are still part of the show. It's just they decided to do it somewhere else. I actually think that's a cool idea because it expands them out to be expanded out more, to make it more of a thing outside and everything, and not just in the convention center. So it makes people go somewhere more.
Wasn't there something with Xbox the day before, right?
Yeah,
that we didn't get to go to.
Everyone has before E3 is most people do their press conferences and all that stuff. And
it was Xbox something, right?
That's
I know
always,
Keanu Reeves was there.
That's a yearly thing, no matter what. That's been a yearly thing with E3, no matter what, and all that stuff. So
that's
not a big deal.
Huh?
So at last year's Xbox E3 press conference, Keanu Reeves was there because he's actually a character in one of the upcoming games that's coming out this year, Cyberpunk 2077, which we did get to see, check out and all that stuff. But yeah, I can go on a tangent. I can go on a tangent about this all day, but let's talk about something.
It's a sequel to what happens when mixtape drops.
Stop.
That's the after effects.
Stop.
Yeah.
When's your
2072? By the way.
2072. There we go. What's it called again?
It's on pre-order. Arsony. It's on pre-order.
Yeah, it's still in the works.
You can get it at Barnes and Noble for pre-order and Best Buy.
It's like half
Also,
a beat.
yeah. Yeah. No, it's a pre-order. It's a pre-order.
All right. Well, I think all of us have like getaway that we have. I think for me, what it's always been has always been camping. Camping is probably has been one of the things for me that has put me at ease. And I think the reason being is like you just get away from everything, I guess you can say, and
Dude, we should go.
just being. I think one of the things I love about it is like everybody's around, no one's being distracted, everybody's having a good time, everybody's vibing
We can go
together.
next weekend.
And I don't know, do they have?
Oh man, what's the name of it?
I would-
Tres Flores, not Tres Flores.
Not risking it.
Casa Flores.
Not risking
Casa
it.
Flores is open right
Not
now.
risking it.
What's Casa Flores?
You don't know what Casa Flores is? It's like a camping site. It's not like actual camping. It's like, it's dope though. It's
Oh, okay. I mean, I've been in Lake Tahoe camping before, and
I'll
I've
have to
been
send
with,
you it. I'll send you the link.
I went with Simon before, and Simon's family, and Lake Tahoe was heck nice.
It
The only
is.
downside to it, though, if you're not like for me, for instance, I wasn't really physically fit. Like you can actually like endure some like
Injuries.
shortness of breath because you're so high in elevation. So
I was like, yummy. Yeah, it's sick. I was like, injuries.
so another trip. I
Oh,
remember,
Casa Fruta. My bad.
bro, you sound like you're saying a restaurant. Like I know Casa Flores, they have the best tortillas. No, I don't know. But another one. So the furthest I've been was like Colorado. So I went to Colorado to visit my sister during Christmas because she moved out there with her husband, and so I was just like, I'm gonna go visit my sister, and so I did. So going from zero elevation to like, I don't know what was the elevation. It was like 10,000 and up, like elevation. And so I went out there, and the first day I get there, I'm fine, I'm good. Like I don't really feel difference. But dude, I decided like I'm gonna do a little bit of exercise because I don't want to like lose out on a little bit of working out. So I work out a little bit. It was the worst mistake I ever made because right after I felt like my lungs were on fire and I felt like as if like nothing I did could like help ease the pain, and I was just like either I'm dying right now or or is the or just the elevation, and it was the elevation. I looked up Stockton elevation. It's at 0. 0 to like 10,000. The third day, I literally was like walking over, and I was like, "Oh yeah, help clean," and I was like vacuuming, and the next thing you know, I was like, "Oh my god, oh geez," like I was really out of breath.
Like, I'm too fat to vacuum. It's just
Yeah, but it was a good time. I had a good time in Colorado. It was it was really cool. I like Colorado, but everything's so spread out. Denver looked like the smallest city ever when you pass by.
I was gonna say that too. I was like, isn't like that area like Denver particularly too? It's like, isn't there like a stuff? Everything's like spread out a lot and everything like that. It's like,
everything. It's like you see, like Denver is so small. It's like literally like just so small, and then it's like a vast land of just like everywhere. It's crazy. It's nice. I went during December, so everything was already snowing, and so that was really nice too. Colorado is just a nice place in general, but if you're really good at isolation, because there's not like a lot of, it's not, especially where you live, because they lived in Greenlee, and it was just apartments. There wasn't like stores nearby, but you had to like drive like 45 minutes away. And so I was just like, it's nice, but I don't think I can do it because it's just like I have that feeling of like, oh, let's go, let's go here, let's go there, and there's like people around.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I feel like it's a lot of times like we feel more secure when like we see a lot of people. Like
that's true.
like some people get really like panicked out when like you go somewhere and there's like 4 people, or like, you know what I mean?
I don't
Like a lot of people stress.
Wait,
I
what do you
don't.
mean
I know a
by
lot of
that?
people that do though.
Like you panic.
Like I know a lot of people that like they like get like they like kind of get a little bit stressed or like
'Cause there's not many
anxiety because there's
people?
only like a little bit of people. Yeah, like I went to a couple places, a couple different people that get that. Like we went to like something like an Old Town Sac, but it wasn't in Sacramento. It was like some other place, like out in the boonies, and like there was like it was like us with like 5 other people, and then the people that worked there, and they were like,
Excuse
"Why
me.
is it something?" Like they were getting like
I-
stressed. It's
Yeah,
kind of funny.
I think my mom gave me this paranoia because she was the one that was like, I don't want to live too far out in the boonies, and it takes like the ambulance like 30 minutes to get there. And I was just like, you're dang it right, 30 minutes. And so like, from there on, I was just like, hell no, I'm staying in the city. Like I'm saying, I'm living right next to the hospital, which was funny because when I was living in Lodi, we like the hospital was just like down the street. I don't know why, but that gave me like a calmness. I was like, okay, like if anything happened, like they're like, boop, they're already there. But that was a paranoia my mom like kind of gave me because that's something I think I can do personally. I don't think I can live all the way out there like in the boonies. Like there's only one house and your neighbor's like 5 miles down the street. That's
I
what
think
scary movies happen.
That's cool to me. Like when I grow, like when I get older, I want to get like a bunch of property like in the woods. Like just have like a house in the
Wood.
woods. Yeah, like in the middle of nowhere in the woods, like
I
surrounded by
think why,
trees.
nah, bro.
That's,
I
that's,
like
that's
the idea.
my dream.
During the day, it's gonna look awesome. You're like, this is great, this is great. But when it's at nighttime, though, nah, nah, man, you're gonna be nah. If I hear something outside, you ain't gonna. You know, outside.
Come visit, spend the night. What was that? That was a tree. Just the wind blowing. You get scared.
I don't know how you feel about that, Ricky. Can you be surrounded by nothing but trees during the day, but when it hits nighttime, though?
Nah.
He's
Not
like,
really.
I got used to screaming and dogs barking.
Oh, that's a given. That,
Used to the
that's
city.
that's a given. That's a given. On what? No matter what. All that stuff.
I can't sleep without hearing the freeway now.
Oh,
I
really?
live.
I
Yeah, I
can-
live. Like, right there.
Like in my old house, we heard the train almost every night. We heard like a bunch of cars every day, every night. This house,
Yeah.
we hear the train in the morning, but that's about it. And then cars every now and then. But like I
Yeah.
can sleep like when it's like really loud outside, but then like I can sleep when it's like nothing. Like that's I find my deepest sleeps when I'm like that.
Nah,
Like
that's
pitch silence. Like when we go camping with the rangers and stuff, and it's like pitch silence at night. That's perfect, bro.
yeah. I don't think I can do anything alone like that. I don't think I can just go out and camp by myself. Nah.
No.
Nah.
No. No. I would
gonna
not
lie,
camp by
though.
myself.
But I hear. Have you guys heard like of that creepypasta stories?
Yeah, dude, I loved it. I love to watch those before I go to bed.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Nah,
I watch like 10 of them and then I go to bed, dude.
nah. That's like your nightmare.
'Cause,
Alright,
dude, I remember I watched,
Alright, let me explain. Okay, creepypasta are basically supposedly real scary stories that happen to actual people. So, for instance, like people will have like scary stories going hiking, or they have like a burglary story, or just creepy stories, right? Just creepy, normal stories. Nothing demonic, like, oh, this little boy was possessed. But then, honestly, I wouldn't listen to that just because that I wouldn't listen to that in general. I didn't play with that demon stuff, man.
I don't blame you. I don't either.
As I said that, there's like a bunch of like pounding next to my wall. I'm just like, oh heck no.
You see a hand coming through the wall, like Stranger Things.
No, that's my nephew, man. He just pounds on the wall sometimes. But anyways, the creepypastas are those kind of stories, and so usually that's what makes me not go camping by myself, or to like go anywhere that's just isolated because of stories like that.
Dude, I remember I used to have a teacher in 2nd grade named Mr. Tran, right? Funniest guy ever, right? He was the coolest teacher I ever had. So first off, every Friday we would have to end the class we would have story time, and every Monday we would have dance offs to end the class. So like at the end of the towards the end of the class, like we all get in a circle on the
You say
carpet.
dance off?
Yeah, so it'd be like a circle of us, like we all get in a circle, including him. And then one person would start it, they'd start dancing, he'd play music, and then when they tagged whoever they wanted to tag, that person had
heck no.
and started dancing, and like we were all like into it, and then like we would tag him and he would start dancing and then tag somebody else, and then that was on Monday. But on Friday he would tell us stories, and they're always scary stories. He'd turn off the dark and like he'd tell us like in a creepy voice, and like he told us one. It was like a hunting story from him and his friends. It was like his friend, because his friend lives in the woods, and he heard like he said it was like Pootie Tail. It sounded like Pootie Tail, but it wasn't, or something like that. He heard something weird, and then like he was like whatever, and then like he went to sleep, and then turned off all the lights. It was pitch black, and then like his dogs start barking because he has like 4 dogs, like 4 shepherds, and they start going crazy and everything, and then like he's like whatever, and then he turns over, and then he hears like the whispers again because it's like whispering to him, but like through his wall, and then like because he lives in the middle of nowhere, and then he was like, oh, I should better go check that. So he gets a shotgun, right, and then like he gets his shotgun, he gets his dogs, and he goes outside, and he sees like red eyes in the bushes, right, and then like he hears it saying it again, so he shoots at it, right, and then he gets like a purple squirrel looking thing with like 4 arms and like 4 red eyes, and then like sharp teeth, and like it's like still like twitching, so he shoots it again, and then he decides to cook it up and eat it, right.
Why?
So then, like,
Is this a true story?
So weird. This is so weird.
Yes, this is a true story, by the way.
You're lying.
I think
You're
he told me
lying.
we were in 2nd grade, dude. I'm not sure. It's stuck with me. It's stuck
Nah.
with me.
Nah,
It's-
man.
So okay, so here's where I was like, I was involved, dude. I was like invested in this story, and then he says this. So he starts cutting it up and everything, and he's getting ready to boil it, right? And then he hears it again, and there's another one in his kitchen window looking in. So then he like goes to get his shotgun, and then when he comes back with his shotgun, the chopped up meat's not there, and the dude's gone, and the window's closed. And like that's all.
Squirrel.
Like that's it. Like it was a purple squirrel with 4 arms and 4 red eyes. I'm not sure.
What the? No.
He's told us many of them, but only 2 of them stand out to me. Another one was his this time it was him this time was driving on the Golden Gate Bridge, right? Because he was going to Frisco because he was working in Frisco at the time he was teaching. So he was driving in the morning and he saw this girl on the bridge, right? So he's
Nope.
like, well, I'm gonna pick her up. So he stops and she gets in. He's like, where are you going?
Oh, man. Rule number 1.
Tells him the address, right? He tells him the address, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a nice story. She drops he drops her off on the curb because she's like, just drop me off here. My house is on the corner. He's like, okay, whatever. Drops her off. She gets gets out and goes to her house. He takes off, goes to work, and then on the way back home, he's like already like close to us already. He sees that her jacket is in his car, right? So he's like, oh damn, next morning I'll just take it back to her. So then in the morning he gets in his car and everything. He goes to the same house, knocks on the door, right? And this like old lady answers, and she's like, hello. And he's like, yeah, I'm looking for her. And he said her name. I forgot her name. It was like there was more context to the story, like on them talking, and oh damn, and they were like talking and stuff like that. There was more context that doesn't really matter. And he's like, she left her jacket in the car. I don't know if like it's your daughter or not. She's like, yeah, that was my daughter, but she died 12 years ago. And he was like, what? And he's like, I just dropped her off yesterday. And then and the old lady's like, yeah, she like apparently this happens a lot. And then she's like, because it was like you're the 4th person that's said this in like over a couple of years. And I was like, damn.
I mean,
So I feel like
that's
it's true, but I don't know because he called the other one Pootie Tails. I don't know if that one's true. He also has another one. He also has another one that's him and his friend fishing that might be true, honestly. They were actually smart on this one. So they were fishing late at night, right? And they saw like lights like over in the water, and then like they saw it like go like moving in the water, right? Lights, like 3 lights or something. I forgot how many he said, and they were like moving in the water, and they were like, that's weird. They're like, maybe it's like a fish or something, and they were like, maybe it's just like getting the moonlight and it's like shining, and then they're like, whatever, and they keep fishing, and then they hear like when somebody's like psst, trying to call you, they're like psst, hey, like that, but they didn't hear a, they just heard psst. They were like, that's weird, and then like they heard it again but louder, and they turn around and they see like the lights like on top of the water, like just like moving, and they're like, that's really weird. And then they start feeling like their boat rocking like really fast, like the waves, like it's starting to pick up waves, and they're like, we should get out of here. So then they dip, and that's it. But he used to tell us a lot more stories than that, dude. That were like, and then like he'd tell us, and he'd be like, class is over, go home, and it's like Friday, and then like this was like every Friday he would tell us a scary story, and then like he's like, that's it, go home, and then like we would leave, but still he's a cool, but.
So I used to work at well, not want to work, but I remember one time I worked over the summer for this place called Mont Long Camp, and I don't know, Ricky, if you've ever heard me mention it before, and I left for the summer, and so I was put in a cabin with 4 of the counselors. We basically took care of kids for 6 days, and then one day we get off. You know, it was our free day off. But we don't know how. I don't know how this story was conducted or how the way it just came about. But we basically made up a scary story to like scare our kids like the one day. So it was called Scarface Deer. Like we just randomly made up an animal named Scarface Deer that would basically come and take little kids and basically like, you know, take them away. And so what would end up happening is that me and another counselor would be in the cabin, and so my other 2 coworkers were like, "Oh, we're gonna get toilet paper or whatever." And so then they're like, "All right," and so they basically would start like throwing little pebbles at the door, and I'm like, "Oh man, what the heck is that?" And then next, you know, like there'll be scratching. And I'm like, "Hey, do you guys hear that?" And dude, these kids will start wilding out. They're like, "Oh my god, this is Scarface Deer!" And dude, like they were running around. The best one ever was where like I don't know how they did it, but they opened up the door, right? No one was there, and they somehow slammed it. And so then once that happened, dude, those kids were like, "Oh!" and it turned out that telling scary stories was like basically
no. Oh.
Yeah, it was illegal in the state of Pennsylvania because it was like a form of abuse, and so we were like, "Oh, we didn't know that."
Thing?
Yeah, I didn't know that, and so
I got told so many scary stories growing up.
Well, I don't know about California, but in Pennsylvania it was, and the reason we found out is because all the kids started talking about Scarface Deer, and then you know my boss, who was Daniel, Andrew's brother, was running the camp. And so he was the one that told us, like, hey, cool it on the scary stories because that's considered illegal. And we were like, oh, shoot. We didn't do it all the time, but we did it sometimes. And then we had another guy there that was in the Army.
Yeah.
He served in the Army. And so we were just like, oh, that's great. I forgot what his name was. We're like, oh, that's the guy that killed Scarface Deer. And there was actually like a deer head in the cabin. His deer. We put him on. He stuffed him and put him on the wall. And so yeah.
Damn, that's dope.
Actually, Simon's the one that introduced me to creepypastas, and he was like, "Just don't look at the video because there's just like scary faces that come up." And he was just like, and then eventually I started listening to them too, but then I started getting like nightmares, like dreams about them, and I was like, I don't think this is a good idea anymore. So then I stopped listening to them.
Dude, I remember. I remember for freshman year, right?
Stories.
For freshman year, right? Our teacher, our English teacher, was like a complete like she could not handle scary stories at all. Like even if you told her like, "Hey, this is a fake story," and then told her the story, she would still like think about it, like, and then the next day she'd be like, "Dude, I couldn't sleep." Like that's how bad she was, right? So she was like, for our not. Okay, so you know how they go by semesters, they go by quarters and then semesters in high school. Okay, so for the end of semester 1, our final for semester 1 was make a story, right? So I was like, of course I'm gonna make a scary story because this is gonna be hilarious, and so I was like, she's gonna be my last class. I'm gonna give her the story. She's gonna read it, and then I'm gonna leave, and she's gonna be stuck with that until like when we come back after break, and So I made like this story about like a 6 foot tall rabbit, and like it was like a 6 foot tall rabbit that like terrorized people and like killed people and like ate them and stuff like that. And like it was dude, yeah, it was the best thing I've ever written. Um, like like dude, it was the best thing I've ever written to this day. And like in our like high school thing, there was this kid, right, that did cosplay, right, that I knew, and he happened to have a suit of Peter Rottentail. Now, for the people watching this, if you guys don't like scary things, don't look them up. But if you do like scary things or you're just interested, look up Peter Rottentail costume. Ricky, if you want to, you can do that right now. For you, Isaac,
not.
you can do it if you want to.
I'm not.
Basically, it's this like demonic looking rabbit, right? That's supposed to be like a Peter Cottontail, but like he looks like all like rabbit and like sharp teeth everywhere and like long finger claws and everything. And I was like, this is gonna be perfect. I was like, send me a picture of the costume. I was like, just send me a picture of the head. He's like, okay. So I sent him a picture of the head. I blew it up, and that's the last of the page. That's the bottom of the page, and it says the end. And then I was like, dude, is there any way you can dress up? Like, come dressed up on the last day. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And then so I got it cleared with security because we had a security guard named Anthony. And I was like, hey, dude, do you mind if I scare the teacher? And he's like, go ahead, dude. So then I was like, I gotta go bathroom. So I went bathroom, met up with the dude. He got into the costume, and then he went around the building. He let us go around the building, and then looked through the window that her classroom was like her classroom had a window that faced the parking lot. So I was like, dude, go in the parking lot, stand there, and look at her. And I was like, I'm gonna raise the window, saying I need to get air. And he's like, all right, fine. So he's just standing there, looking in the window, standing straight, stiff, right? And then, so then I get in the class, and I'm like, hey, Miss Clark, do you mind if I shouldn't have said her name, but whatever. And then, I'm like, do you mind if I get some air? And she's like, yeah, no problem. And then I was like, do you mind if I like raise the curtain? She's like, yeah, go ahead, because I sat next to the window. So I'm raising the curtains, and then I open the thing, and then like all my friends just start dying laughing, right? Because they know what it is, right? And they start dying laughing. They're like, I can't believe you guys are actually doing it. I was like, of course. And like the teacher like reads it, and she's like, wow. She's like, that's gonna terrify me. Glad that's not real. And I was like, yo, Miss Clark, look out the window. And she's like, what the? And she's like going off, right? And she's like, she just like is terrified. And I'm like, don't worry, it's not real. And then like I call the dude, and the dude like starts walking over to the window. She's like, get him away. And I was like, take off your head. And then like he takes off his head, and it's like the mascot for the school. And he's like, oh, and then like she just starts like laughing. It's hilarious.
Jeez, you guys scarred her for life.
Dude, that was hilarious. And I went back from my diploma, and I saw her, and she's like, I'm still terrified about that rabbit. I was like, yeah.
Ricky, have you had any true scary stories happen to you, or nothing ever happened to you before?
Not really.
Not really?
Mm-mm. I've heard scary stories and everything like that. But it's like not to a T of like you guys. I think it's just because I watch so many scary movies. It's like
they don't faze you.
They don't faze me as much.
Yeah, I like the creativity that goes behind them sometimes. Like Mothman, you had to be pretty creative to think of Mothman.
I think for me there was one time. Okay, so you guys all knew I used to live in Lodi, right? And so the house we lived in, yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
I went to your house.
So yeah, that house was super nice. It was
really was.
But when I was there by myself, and then all my Simon and Adrian, who were my roommates at the time, they even were like, yeah. So I'll be there. I'll be like, nah. It's just I don't know. When you're there by yourself, it's creepy. So you walk in, and you're just like,
I wouldn't know dark. Because I live by myself.
Yeah, but you have a small apartment. You know where things are at.
You know where things are at. You had a decent sized house.
Mine's is decent size, okay? You know how hard it is to walk in this place in the dark sometimes? I might run into something.
Yeah, you might run into like a wall or something.
No, one time I tried to turn into my freaking bathroom door and I hit my toe on the freaking thing.
Oh.
Dude.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish. And so, anyways, I was there, right, one time. And I was like, I'm just hoping one of them finally just comes to the door, you know. And so I don't even go make food because all right, so you walk into the door, everything's off, and you're like, okay, I turn on the lights real fast, everything's cool. But there's just this one window that's just like leads to the backyard, and there's like light, and then it's just pitch black. And, and I just feel like there's just someone standing there just like watching me. And I'm just like, nah. So I never really go in the kitchen. I just go to my room. I went in my room. I'm chilling there, but you'll just hear like like bangs or scratches, and I'm just like, oh heck no. And I'll be like,
and you're like, I'm
"Lord."
putting the TV louder.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, dude. There'll be like sometimes like I'll just hear stuff. I'm like, oh heck no. And then Simon finally came home. I was like, oh thank God. And then he'd be like, I know it's Simon because he'll walk through the door and he'll be like, Isaac. I'm like, yeah. And then he'd be like, all right, just making sure someone's here. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, bro, and I come out. I'm like, dude, is this house haunted or what? Like, it'll be he's like, no, I'll be hearing stuff too. And I was like, I'm moving out. I'm going back to my parents' house. I don't care. But yeah,
Dude,
no,
I'm-
one
I
time,
think mine is, dude.
one time. I don't care if Pastor sees this, but Crossroads is haunted. I'm telling you,
Dude, I get a sketchy vibe from there too, dude.
dude.
I get a sketchy vibe from there.
For those who don't
Like
know,
I've never
Crossroads
seen
is a church that
anything.
we go to.
I've never seen anything. But one, it used to be a
Besides say
gym before it was a church, so there could have been some sketchy stuff happening.
No, I don't know.
And
but it's
and two, I've felt some sketchy stuff, but I haven't ever seen anything.
his pastor's the only one where he'll just sit there and like everything's off and it's pitch black. I'm like, you didn't get freaked out? And he's like, nah. I'm just like, no, you're a man of God, so I mean, but I still
Dude,
like,
and going up to his office is so creepy, dude, in the dark. Like,
dude, do you not look
because he
down
has
that?
like
Oh.
stairs, and then the wall that you can't see anything. Like, I imagine like one day I'm just gonna
Nah.
walk up the stairs, and then there's gonna be like some dude popping out his head like halfway through.
Dude,
Dude.
okay, I hate walking in and going to like the meetings, and it was just like pitch blackness down there.
Yeah.
I was ready to see like something just walk past by. If I see something pass by, I'm out. I'm done. I ain't going there no more. But anyways,
Dude,
all right.
just like my house, I've never seen anything, but my grandma and my mom and my dad have all seen something. So my grandma and my dad's are the same in my house.
Oh, in your
And it's
recent
all
house?
in my house I live in now, yeah.
Nah, man.
So my grandma and my dad have both seen like a great thing, like either walk into the bathroom or walk out of the bathroom into the living room and then disappear.
Nope.
My mom, on the other hand, was way creepier. So it was our living room was in the dark, but we have a hallway light. So the hallway light was on. So like there was like a rectangle beam of light, and then like to the right was dark, to the left was dark, and
Mhm.
she said that she had seen like a shadow next to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So like the wall, she said the wall was like right here, and like she saw the shadow like this way. Like here's the head, and like here's the body. Like behind the wall.
Behind the wall, pretty much correct.
And then
For our audio listeners, if you're hearing this, Manny is cutting off a lot, and we do apologize for this brief
All right.
cut off.
Oh, wait.
And he's
Are
having
you-
connection issues with our Discord currently. Sorry, and all that stuff.
All right.
wait,
He's
hold on.
back. All right. He's good.
And he's back.
Okay, cool. No, my
All right. Wait. Oh,
This is what happens when you use a Wi-Fi connection.
yeah.
Alright,
Anyways, so
Turkey,
it's
excuse me.
right next. It's like right next to the the opening in the hallway like thing. It's like right next to the opening on the left, right? And she could see like the shadow, right? But at the time, my Theo lived here, right? And he was a tall dude, and the shadow's a tall dude, and the great thing is like a tall person, right? So she
Mhm.
was like, oh, it's just my brother trying to mess with me, right? So she
Mhm.
turns on the light for the living room, and it's like the shadow's no longer there, and nobody's there, right? And she's like, oh, okay, and then like just dips in her room and like doesn't trip about it, right? But the worst part is our pantry is in a pantry.
Your pantry's in the pantry.
It's not a pantry. It was
Oh.
originally the entrance to the basement. They put a floor over where the stairs go. Okay, so originally there were stairs going down and then basement under our house, but they put a floor there and like they nailed it down. And like now they designed it as a pantry. So like now we have a pantry instead of an entrance
But
to
still,
the
but technically though, still
basement.
you have a basement, right?
Yeah, I do, but like we can't get to it because like the floor is like boarded up and sealed and everything.
Okay,
Next
first
time
of
we'll share
all,
that.
don't ever go down there.
Dude, I kind of want to because we can see it and like it's just all gray and we see like a black rectangle slab thing
I'm
like
surprised you
there.
haven't yet.
Yeah,
And I
you
was like,
can't-
I want to go down there.
But okay, that's creepy. But the creepiest story I ever had at the church was when someone was helping me set up, right?
Yeah.
And basically we got done setting up. We're all good, and we're just waiting for people to come in. And I went, so we were just chilling there, and the next thing you know, I heard like footsteps, like actual footsteps, not even tripping. And so, and
I'm
then so I
sorry,
was like,
I thought of something that wasn't even scary. It was just funny.
oh, and so we
It
heard,
was a church experience, my man.
oh, geez.
Continue.
And so basically, I was just like, oh, okay, like someone's here. And I walk out to see like if someone's here. No one was there. And I was just like, oh heck no! And I looked at the person and I was like, you heard that right? And they're like, I heard it. I was like, okay, I'm not tripping. They're like, no. And I was like, oh no.
Oh,
And
that's
so, yeah.
terrifying, bro. That is
Yeah.
terrifying.
Y'all
My-
experience
the-
weird stuff.
What I was laughing at was, remember when we were going to convention, and that one random dude just literally parked in the parking lot, got down, went, used the restroom, and dipped, and everybody thought he was a parent, but like he wasn't. Do you guys remember that?
I don't remember that at all.
Do you guys don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
Cause okay, so I was using the bathroom because I had to wash my hands because I got orange on it, right? Because we had oranges. So I was washing my hands to get the orange off, and then Juan walks in. He's like, "I gotta use the restroom." So he walks in to use the restroom, and then he starts washing his hands, and then I leave before him. He's still washing his hands, right? I'm leaving. Some dude's walking by me, and I'm like, I guess he's just a parent. I was like, I think he's just a parent.
No.
And then like he walks
I
in the
remember
bathroom,
this.
uses the restroom, blows it up, uses number 2, right? And then I see Juan walk out, and he's like, "Don't go in there, dude." And then like, and I was like, I don't know.
I
And then, like,
remember this.
The dude
now.
comes out, doesn't say hi, doesn't say bless you, doesn't say anything, gets in his truck and leaves.
I remember this now. This was last year.
Yeah.
That's why Isaac doesn't know this because he wasn't with us.
Oh yeah, you weren't there. Well, yeah, that happened, Isaac.
So guy literally comes in the church parking lot, parks, walks in the church, and all that stuff.
Takes a Duke.
I have Juan to check it. I have Juan check it out and everything. And like, once he leaves, doesn't say anything, talks to Juan. He's like, "Oh, you went to use the restroom." I was like,
Yeah, yeah. I just thought that was funny to me, to be honest.
"Really?"
Like, cause he didn't say hi. He just like looked at all of us and like went in the bathroom, like if he was a member or something.
So it wasn't. So it was more concern. I was like, "What the heck? Why is this random dude just coming in the church and all stuff?" Like that?
It was kind of funny to me, to be honest. But yeah, no, I don't have any scary stories. I don't think. I have some funny stories.
You don't have scary
that's
stories
all.
when you just gave out like 5.
No, I don't have scary stories from church. But I have felt like some things that I'm just like, this place is sketchy. And then especially
I don't
because
know.
somebody of accreditation told me that it wasn't always a church, it was a gym before it was a church.
I don't know anything about that. I always thought of it as like church is a church. Oh well.
Yeah.
So I guess I never took the scary stuff seriously as much.
Yeah.
And stuff. Everything as much as people tell me about it, I'm just like.
Dude, I remember being like a kid, and then I
remember
was, like,
when-
I heard a Mothman.
I
I heard
remember
a Mothman. Yeah.
well,
Continue.
the high school I went to used to be a mental hospital.
Legit? Damn.
What
I-
just,
That's what I heard, but I
Well,
don't know if it's true.
Franklin used to be a bomb shelter for the Cold War.
That I believe.
it was like actually set up as a hospital for the army, and it had like a bunker in the science building for just in case the Cold War hit. Like yeah,
Yeah, stuff. Yeah. So not much is like. So yeah, that was like one. I heard that a few times during my 4 years
yeah.
there, and I was like, okay. Stuff and everything. Scary stories. Like literally, it's always been the typical stuff. Like this person killed this person for some reason, or it's like this.
Oh
There's
yeah.
like this, or it's like there was some spiritual stuff like witches and all that stuff and everything like that. But I never paid attention to it really, because I was just like, okay, it is what
Dude,
it is.
I remember,
It is what it is.
I remember my old house. Do you guys know where Section is?
Where what
Section
is that?
Avenue. Where Section? You know where Oro and Section.
Oh,
Section and Oro.
why are you giving street names out, fool?
Cause like I don't live there anymore. Anyways, where Woody's Market. You guys know where Woody's Market is?
Yeah, let's go with that.
You don't know where Woody's Market?
Just continue the story.
So we used to, no, cause like it's important, cause there's a place there that's important. So anyways, Isaac. So at the edge of the property that we had, cause it was narrow but long. So like where we ended was like a kind of, I guess you can call it like a canal, but like it was like overgrown with like grass and like trees and bushes, and like there was almost no water in it. It was just like all trees, all bushes, like grass everywhere. And in the mornings and stuff, like you would hear, or in the afternoon during summer, like you would hear like the neighborhood kids like on their like dirt bikes like going down there and stuff like that. And then like you would get like traditional stuff like homeless people like living down there and stuff like that. But I remember one time it was a group of homeless people, and they started like a giant bonfire in it, right? And like I was like probably like 7 when it happened, and then like I was like just chilling. And I was like, "What's the fire?" And like I went to go look at it, and my cousins were like, "Those are witches."
No.
They told me like a straight face, and like it's witches. They're doing a sacrifice. If you go in there, they're gonna kill you. I was like, I don't think so. And then I go walking towards it, and they're like, "Why would you go walking towards it when we just said what it was?" And I was like, "I don't believe you guys." And they're like, "No, it's legit because I have a friend whose little brother got taken, and they're sacrificing him right now." And I was like, "I believe you now." And then like I don't know why I believed him after that. But yeah,
I don't know. Honestly, I really try to stay away from like anything like
supernatural.
supernatural, and I think the reason for me personally is that I don't really listen to anything that's scary, because I know that it messes with me at night or I think about it too much. When I was a little kid, yeah, but now as I'm an adult, not as much. But I think it does have an effect on my mental, like one way or another. I want to be like
Well,
Ricky.
have you seen BuzzFeed Unsolved?
I've seen like one episode or 2 episodes. Nothing
Dude,
really.
it's pretty good, dude.
Nah,
Like when
don't
I
think-
like, cause usually like me and Ricky will play, and then like I'll get off like at 10 probably, and then like I usually won't go to bed until like 1:30 or 2:30.
Those are
Like,
facts.
cause like I'm just watching like random like videos like BuzzFeed Unsolved or like creepy pasta, and I'll just go to bed. But like cause like I'll like watch one. I'm like I'm just gonna watch one, and then like by the time I know I've watched like 7. Like yeah, that's
nah.
about it. I don't know why I had to put that in there. But I feel
I
like
love sleep enough to make sure I ease my mind and fall asleep. I can't listen to anything.
well, I feel like
So-
it stimulates your brain because like most of them, the ones that I watched, like they're never like, it's not like the obvious ones like, oh, Bigfoot came in and slapped my wife and stabbed my dog, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all like, which would be a funny story. I should make a story about that. That sounds hilarious. No, now that I think about it, that would be a hilarious movie, dude. Like Bigfoot's just like slapping people. Like, that'd be hilarious, dude. Uh,
Okay.
anyways, it's always like mysteries that are like obviously like unsolved, like mysteries that like may happen, mysteries that like things that like may have happened that may have not happened. So that's about it.
Yeah. I wouldn't know as much, honestly.
Well, have you guys seen Death Note? Oh, is that a suction cup? is
What?
that a suction cup?
It's my mic.
No, microphone.
Oh, when you did it, it made like a suction cup sound, like in my headset. I don't know if that was for everyone or not.
I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, what I was saying is like I don't. Overall with scary stories with me, it's like if they're gonna bring it up, I'm most likely probably gonna listen to it because I'm probably gonna be more intrigued to know what it's about.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And all that stuff, and I think that's probably because due to the lack of scary stories I've heard when I was younger and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But and I think it's just more of the fact because I'm kind of into that stuff in a way. Like I'm willing to enjoy a scary movie and all that stuff, or like a scary and all that stuff, and follow everything about what it is. But other than that, like I think experience. I don't think it'll ever affect me and all that stuff.
All right, so then I'll just close it with this question then, because it's almost time to wrap up. I just wanted to ask you guys, maybe even the people watching, what are your guys' favorite scary movies? I'm pretty sure we all enjoy our scary movies, just as Ricky stated. So, Ricky, if you want to go ahead with that first.
Scary movie? Favorite scary movie?
Yeah, favorite scary movie.
Honestly, I can't even think of one right now because I've seen some. I haven't seen one in a while. Give me a minute. I gotta check something out.
Isaac, do you want to?
I don't know. I don't have a scary movie, like nothing demonic, nothing supernatural. I usually stick to like anything that's maybe suspenseful.
Oh, okay.
So Stranger Things is probably like the only thing like can
Is
honestly
that literally considered horror? Scary though?
Which one?
Stranger Things. Is that literally considered like horror, scary kind of thing?
Not really, but I don't know. I think for me, I don't go really further than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, so if it's like monsters, I can deal with
like Alien vs Predator or something.
Yeah, like anything suspenseful.
What's considered horror?
I don't consider that horror. In all honesty,
I don't either. But it's considered like horror fantasy or something like that. I think. I know it's in the horror category, but I don't know what the other one is. Maybe like horror drama. I can't remember.
But yeah, usually for me, it's just I stick to suspense, nothing supernatural.
Oh, okay. So like my favorite is Cabin in the Woods, mainly because like I like the whole idea that like they chose their monster. I thought that was kind of cool. So then I won't spoil it then for Ricky and the people that haven't seen it.
I might see it.
But like it's like they customize it to themselves. It's not really customized because like the movie scripted and everything. But like I'm saying, like if you were in the movie like as the actual character, not the actor, like they basically customized it to those people. So that's kind of cool to me. I liked that aspect.
All right. I'll give you two.
And I liked it the whole underground thing that they had.
Yeah. Oh, I might get three. One's recent. A couple of them are kind of recent. It.
Okay, number one or number two?
One.
Oh, okay.
And then Get Out.
Oh yeah, I did. I seen like the first half and I didn't get to finish watching it.
How did you not?
It wasn't in the theaters. It was like some dude had a copy. I was like, we were watching it in class. It was like.
Orphan is another one.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know which one's a good one? I'll say this and wrap it up with this. The game one, the hide and seek one. I truly forgot the name of it. It's like hide and seek where like the bride marries, and then
oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember either.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to see that one. I've been wanting to see that one.
That one was a good one. It was really interesting. I thought. I like the unique ones that are like not like typical, like oh a demon possessed this chick. Like it's cool, but like I don't know. I feel like it's overused. That's why I like the different ones, like that one.
You think possessions are overused?
Yeah, I feel like possessions are overused.
They were to an extent. That's true. That's why I
Yeah.
stopped watching them.
Yeah, like I stopped watching like the Conjurings. It's not really too interesting to me anymore.
I have to see on here in the
Stuff like
small
that. Scary
community
Stories to
corner.
Tell in the Dark isn't really interesting to me either. But
I'm not seeing it on here. No. What the heck is that?
I haven't seen Knives Out either. I kind of want to see Knives Out. I haven't seen that one yet.
Knives Out.
Yeah.
That's not horror.
Isn't it? I thought it was.
If I think that's what you're talking about. If I'm
thought
thinking
it
about the
was.
movie you're talking about.
Oh, it's mystery.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
it is that movie. Okay, yeah, that's not horror
Yeah.
at all.
I thought it was.
No.
I saw a trailer. I was like,
No.
yeah, that's cool.
That trailer does not show horror in any sense.
No, but I thought they were like alluding to it or something.
No.
Anyways,
It's a mystery.
so
It's a whodunit.
yeah, but like, yeah, I guess you're right. I can see that. Never mind. Anyways, so that's our video for this week. It's kind of just a put together mystery of stuff that we kind of put together on the last minute, but it was relaxed. It was comfortable.
I love how you just state the facts of how this episode was so sloppy.
Yeah.
It has some good moments. It's like vacation, game, scary stories.
Yeah.
There you go. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. This was more mellowed out compared to like our first couple episodes.
I like it. It's good
Yeah.
to just.
I thought it's good to relax every now and then.
But you want to sign us off, Manny?
Yeah, all right. So from us and the rest of the crew, have a good day. Have a good evening whenever you're watching this, and be cool.